Okay, we got Bloodrain versus DanielGrushin. And it's going to be a whole lot of tier 1 apparently. That's what I've been told. I mean, we've seen the Homers coming out. How many Homers are they going to get? Maybe Bloodrain's going to try his... No. I was going to say try Cry's Home spam strategy. It's mostly a Ravener thing, and I think it's dead now. I think it got nerfed into the ground. Nerfed into extinction, to be honest. Bit of a shame, but it was kind of crazy. But it's cool to see innovative builds that haven't really existed for the best part of a decade, you know? And then they get nerfed away. Sad. Sadness. If you're not aware, he was basically doing a Tyrannid melee all-in where he went for double warriors and 6 Homers in tier 1 and just prioritized VPs over nothing else and just relentlessly pushed forward. And eventually he would bleed out and completely run out of resources and be stuck in tier 1 and lose. But most of the time, the pressure would be so immense that way before that happened, you would be base locked by all the melee and you would run out of VPs. Or resources. So yeah, it was very interesting. It posed a unique challenge, but Kluv is not doing it. He is going for... I don't know what the fuck he's going for, because he isn't dropping gens. I guess, Raveners? But why? Fast warriors, but you could have got another gen, man. I don't get it. You could have easily got another gen, nearly. You can nearly get 2. Does that... Surely getting 1 gen would not delay your next warrior. Because you're going to have loads of requisition. Like, you're going to get 400 requisition faster now than you're going to get another 30 power. So he should have... Yeah, he should have dropped a gen. There's no doubt about it. I think. I can't think of a reason to not be dropping gens. If you want upgrades on your Homers, then you should be dropping more gens. If you want any other unit out right now, you should be dropping gens unless you wanted another Gaunt, but if you want another Gaunt, you would have got the other Gaunt at the start of the game, not now. So, very inefficient there from Bloodrain. We'll see how Grushin manages to deal with it. Maybe he can punish that inefficiency. Obviously right now he's kind of running around dealing with this Lictor. The problem for Heretics early on is that when they don't have their aspirant champion, they get absolutely wrecked by Homers. And that's really bad because Homers are actually faster than the Heretics as well, so as far as map control is concerned, the Heretics will lose pretty hard. Bloodrain well aware right now that there must be an AC coming in if the Ticks are going to re-engage. So that's the thing. The Heretics get their AC, and they will actually beat Homers that have the adrenal glands, but obviously right now there's a bit of a problem for the Heretics in that the Homers have the knockback support of the warriors, the DPS of the warriors, and more importantly, they get damage resistance by being in basic synapse. So pretty good for them. I think the Sorcerer could have stayed in a little longer there. The DPS on warriors is not phenomenal. Could have just chipped them down a bit. They are tanky. And this is one of the difficulties of the matchup for Chaos. They really lack mobility. And this is a surprisingly big map. So it's going to be hard to control all the side points. Though Heretics beating the Homers 1v1 will help. We've now got double warriors though, so I guess one warrior will stay with the Homers at all times. So the Heretics, if that is the case, they're going to need help. I think a Havoc would be an obvious choice right now, but Grushin going for the Noise Marines. Easily countered by a Feeder Tendril Lictor, I would say. Yeah, triple warriors is really weird. Maybe the third one's going to be a Bow Strangler? That would be spicy as fuck. Here we go then. So the CSM gets shut up by the Lictor. The Doombolts is doing something. Can he get a bit of synaptic backlash? This Heretic is looking very close to dying. He was hoping, I think, that the Doombolt there would have suppressed this Warrior Squad, but it didn't. And that Warrior Squad manages to wipe the Heretic Squad. However, it did lose 2 models, so there was a bit of backlash there. Can they wipe out the Homer? 13 HP. 2 Homer models. Okay, 1 model, 9 HP. They get out alive. Wow. So that is a victory there for the Tyrannids for sure. CSM don't even lose a model. What the hell? Lucky, lucky, lucky. Double CSM for Grushin. And then I guess he has to replace the heretic, because you're just going to get overwhelmed in melee. Not sure about this fight. CSM are no slouch in melee. You do have the adrenaline glands coming up, but yeah, I don't think the Homers have got the HP for this. Because remember, they start losing models, they also lose DPS. Another Doom Bolts, perhaps. He's got to wait for 100 energy, though, to get the 6-bolt Doom Bolt. 6-bolt Doom Bolt! He's not doing it. Oh, he didn't need it. They're going to get... Wow, another 2 models. Nice. The Sorcerer actually really enjoys fighting Homers. Oh, that was a fucking swing and a miss, wasn't it? Jesus. Oh, he retreated early again, man. What? Why? Why does he keep retreating so early? Bait out the... Let them melee attack your melee hero. You're going to get some nice special attacks there. And I would definitely be getting Flame Sword on the Sorcerer as well. It's not... I mean, literally everything about it would be amazing right now. Could you imagine Coruscating Flame on these heretics when all the Homers jump on them? It'd be amazing. The extra damage to single targets against the warriors to pop that backlash would be great. And it actually boosts the damage of your big 360 AoE special as well. Not a lot of people seem to consider that, but it's a big boost. It's like at least 50% stronger. It's really quite a big boost. So against Homers, who of course have 8 models, they're going to be very scared to actually melee you. Especially if you combine that with a Coruscating Flame doing the AoE damage. And here is indeed a Barb Strangler warrior. So we've got 2 melee, 1 Barb Strangler. There goes some Doom Bolts doing some very good damage to the Homer goats, actually. Can they wipe them? The bolters are getting disrupted again by the Lictor. Lictor's done well here. Constantly disrupting the CSM to stop them firing. It is quite annoying. But that's why I'd have liked the Havoc. The Havoc would sort of bait in the Lictor. And it then frees up your CSM to move around a bit more. The CSM, of course, are going to be way stronger in Tier 2 when they can get Mark of Tzeentch, because they'll actually melt the warriors then, whereas right now, of course, that warrior carapace pretty damn good at shrugging off the bolter fire, as you can see. That's going to be a juicy one. Not a lot of damage, but suppressing all 3 of those squads is pretty nice. Bang. That was good damage on the heretics, man. Heretics are so vulnerable to that AoE. Oh my god, they're not retreating. Why are they not retreating? Yo, they just let them live. He's out of his mind. Where is the Flesh Hook? Flesh Hook! Has he used it? It must be on cooldown. What on earth is going on? I'm too busy watching that, and the Lictor's gonna die. Oh my god, everything's just got fucking wrecked. More backlash. One of the warrior squads gets wiped out entirely. 7 Homers dead again. And now this Barb Strangler needs to get out. And yeah, they need to be wary of the retreat path. Okay, now we're just memeing. Just get out before you lose a model to the other squad. Jesus Christ, man. Brother, please. Please, why are you risking the model loss? Oh my god. How did he not lose a model? God damn, down to 57 HP on a warrior brood pair. You'd think they were Space Marines, wouldn't you? You'd think they were Space Marines. Both players going tier 2 now. How long are we into the game, guys? You know, because you're on YouTube, you can check that shit. I really wish we had an in-game timer. But this feels like an exceptionally long tier 1 here. I don't know when Kliuv got the gens up. I wonder what the plan is going to be in tier 2 here. What would you get if you were Chaos? You typically get Bloodletters to counter-initiate. Oh, obviously Mark of Tzeentch is a no-brainer against double warriors. That's going to be a huge increase in effective DPS against them. I think you have to get Bloodletters, don't you? They'll be decent against TG. And they're just so good at counter-initiating melee. You have to get the Chains of Torment as well. I'm surprised we don't see that yet. You could even get Curse of Tzeentch, potentially. Should be an interesting one. I've not seen the Curse of Tzeentch in forever. You CSM in for a bad time. Yep. Suffering. Big suffering. Not much they can do once they do get hit by that initial Barb Strangler. There we go. Big spicy aspiring champion there. What do you call these sort of weird Egyptian things on that helmet? That style of helmet. There must be a term for it. What have I done? No! Why is my thing big? Oh my goodness. I don't know what I pressed, guys. I've got a big ass mouse and I don't know why. What did I do? What did I do? Oh my god. You think I'd only just started casting this game for the first time? Well, fuck it. We got we got a big ass mouse. Yes, we got a big mouse. Love the big mouse. Boom, big mouse. When the mouse is bigger than the hero. Okay. Well. Pressing too many buttons. This is fucking carnage, man. What the hell is going on? Absolutely melting the Adrenal Warriors there, but can they actually get the pickup on the Heretics? Dark Flames, maybe contributing to killing the Heretics. Yeah, they're gonna wipe. Death Spit of Venom Brood. I guess he used the global to get them in cheaper. We do have the Robes of Torment. Point blank Doombolt, yeah, and suddenly the Harmers have to retreat. Can you imagine if this guy had the Sword of Flame? Wow, he's level 5, holy shit. And the Lictor went down. No, he hasn't been repurchased. I feel like the Lictor could have done more this matchup. I really do. Feeder Tendrils is so good against Chaos. Because unlike Space Marines, the other faction that's very low damage, Chaos don't have CC. Not reliable CC anyway. Not like Space Marines have. So Feeder Tendrils obviously heal you more if you're not getting knocked over. If you're getting knocked over, they get negated quite bad because then you can't attack and then you're not healing. But Chaos can't do that. They can only suppress, and when they go in to suppress you, you get a few swipes with your tendrils and heal a bit. And they can't fight you in melee while you're suppressed and not have you fight back. Whereas if you're knocked over, they can melee you without worrying about your healing. So, double fully upgraded Zinch Marines feels like a bit of a commitment that I wouldn't have done yet. He's also gone for the Rod of Warpfire, let's see. So, chains. Oh, they just retreat out, okay. Fine. But, you're kind of seeing the problem right now. There's a lack of units for Chaos, and we already talked about some of the problems that Chaos has in terms of map control. Oh, I love the Death Spit of damage, look at that, boom. Chipping away at these guys, and then a Barb Strangler going in, but no weapon upgrade on the Lictor, so to be honest, he's not really doing that much damage. He's got the tankiness now with the Toxic Cysts. But yeah, just look at the fully upgraded markers in each CSM, man. Absolutely ripping the Warriors apart. So powerful. He's only got one Heretic, so Bloodletters do feel a bit dubious because you don't have... You're going to need to be using the Heretics to cap, aren't you? You don't want to use these super expensive CSM squads to cap. That would be a terrible idea. Here we go again. Walking into all the Sorcerer shenanigans, and Robes of Torment gets dropped down, and that's it. See you later, Tyranids. CSM should just go forward and finish off that Venom Brood. Yeah, the nice thing about the Death Spitters is he does have an option now to shoot the clusters of whatever they're called. Do they say? No, clusters of chains, I guess. But you know what? A Blood Crusher might be actually quite effective right now. Obviously, looking at the resources that Bloodrain has right now, it's very minimal. But of course, DanielGrushin doesn't realise that. But he wouldn't be able to counter a Blood Crusher at all. Oh, wait. No, I'm wrong. He literally just bought another Venom Brood. Hold fire on that one, guys. Not true. Chatting shit. He's got a Venom Brood. But you could go for a Mark of Khorne Dread, I guess. That would also be an option. They're surprisingly good against Khorne effects. And you're the sorcerer, so you got the ability to teleport them out if they blood rage and get into a bad spot. So a little bit of extra synergy there. Can you imagine the Khorne Dreadnought? Synergy with a sorcerer and the warp shenanigans. Ugh. So Tyrannid's still dominating the VPs, though it does feel like right now the Tyrannids really are trying to avoid that... Jesus. Trying to avoid that sorcerer. Are we gonna see some... Doombolts? Wow. As soon as both of those CSM just opened up, that was crazy. Just absolutely melted that thing. Do they have the Forest Swarm? They don't, do they? The damage, man, and then all these get shut down by the chains. Beautiful. You've got to focus fire the Death Spitters, my guy. They're destroying your chains. Grushin, you're better than this. I don't know about all these Dark Flames either. Dark Flames and Warp Fire. I mean, these guys obviously should not be re-engaging onto the Sorcerer. Okay, they're just retreating anyway. I don't understand why the Lictor has Lone Hunter but doesn't have a War Gear. I mean, the best part about this is that it makes him do 40% more damage. Obviously that scales inherently with having a weapon that does a lot more damage. So I'm a bit confused by that. I mean, imagine if he had Feeder Tendrils now. He'd have healed so much. He could have got that in tier 1. He'd have got more levels, like the Sorcerer's level 7. Holy crap. Now, I get that obviously Bloodrain has been spamming a lot of gaunts. The Lictor was never going to be able to get level 7. The Lictor doesn't have an ability that one-shots a squad of heretics like the Sorcerer does with Doombolts, which one-shots a squad of heretics or a squad of gaunts. But anyway, Grushin's playing a tight game here. Tight and tall. Very few units just guarding these 2 VPs and his gen farm, and he's got to tier 3. What is going on here? Now we've got another Venbrood coming out for some reason. And it's, I guess, going to be a Nurgle tank, you'd have to assume. That would be pretty incredible with a melee resist and the damage over time to punish all the infantry. And of course, the big AoE damage over time rounds to punish all the homers and the blobbing. Probably not too concerned about a Venom Brood. You know, you can force them off with your doubles and each Marines pretty fast. Your 2 offensive spell abilities on the Sorcerer. All of it will work quite effectively. Let's see. It could be Mark of Khorne, just for the speed. I mean, technically the cannon damage would be better. The damage output really is better, unless they're hiding in cover, in which case I guess the Nurgle tank probably is better then, but melee doesn't tend to go in cover. But the thing is, the Nurgle tank is just so resilient. And he does only have 1 heretic, which really he wants to use for capping, not repairing, so having the self-healing on the Nurgle tank would be very nice. Let's see, for now it is obviously just a default Predator. There's only 1 source of AV, so nothing for him to be too scared of. Like I say, as soon as you see that Venom Brood, focus fire it. Once you know it's off the map, your tank's good to go. There is the... yeah. I was going to say the option for a Thorax Swarm, which he now has. So that means you get too close, you will get Electro-Shock grubbed. And if that happens, they could close in on melee and bust your tank in melee. But hey, that's why you get Mark of Nurgle and get 40% melee resist. So even though you're slower, you will take drastically less damage from melee, and you've got a huge amount of extra HP, and you self-heal. Though I wouldn't be going crazy overextending this far forward into the enemy's territory with such a slow tank. It's all about winning the war of attrition with a Nurgle tank. Another Dark Flames. Bit of a swing and a miss with this one though. The units mostly move forward, but yeah, just melt into the CSM. It's too much. Too much. It's just one Venom Brood. That's really not going to do that much. 2 Death Spitters, 1 normal Venom Brood. And this thing, yeah, look at it heal. What a beauty. Gonna be pretty rough, I think, for Bloodrain now. I don't really see how he can win this. He's got Grushin down to 2. Only the single gen. He's destroyed 2. Why is he going for Bloodletters? Just wait for Termies, man. You're getting so much red, even with all the Dark Flame spam. You might as well just wait for Termies. This is one of the best things about the Nurgle Pred. I wonder, actually, the Corn Preds bolters doing 75% more damage. Surely they do more damage than the damage over time Nurgle Pred bolters, right? They must do. Like those... 7 flame DPS for 6 seconds. Oh no, that's the cannon. The Sponson bolters inflict up to an additional 10 piercing damage over 5 seconds per burst. Yeah, surely 75% is higher than 10. Obviously it depends on how much damage the default bolters are doing, but you'd think it would be more than like 10. Right. You'd think it's probably around like 22 or something. You know, like 1.5 Tactical Space Marines, something like that. Let's see. They snuck in, decapped it, pulling back. It is a 1-to-1 cap now. So obviously Bloodrain just stalling here, but he's not replaced his gen, so I don't really know what the goal is, to be honest. Like, what's the point? If there is an upgrade he could get on the Lictor Alpha, which would snare the Predator, I believe. I think it snares it. The same one that snares it and makes it take more damage, and then if you do that, you could maybe kill it with melee, but... oh man, I don't know. This is just like a crazy composition. These guys can melt your warriors so fast, and he's just got a lot of warriors. You know, or Venom Brood, whatever you want to call them. Same thing. It's just warriors with Venom cannons, right? Yeah, just instant retreat. I don't really know what you can do, to be honest. And this sorcerer just doesn't really give a fuck either. Look at the crazy damage from those Doom Bolts, and his energy is so wild right now. Because he's so high level. Lictor's snuck around, decapping the natural. So he's really elongating this. Zone for up. I guess, yeah, he needs a lot of healing, doesn't he? Actually. Quite a lot of healing to do. Guys, can you understand why the Lictor is still running around without a weapon upgrade? Especially with Lone Hunter. I get that it makes him 25% more resilient. Oh, well. It's more than that, isn't it? What is it, like 33% more resilient or something? I don't know. Maths is hard. I don't even want to think about it right now. But to pay all that and not have a weapon upgrade just doesn't make any sense to me. They get the Electroshock Grub off, they get a Focus Warp Blast from the Zone Throw, but that's kind of it. And this is the Venom Cannon. Okay, well, hey, stunned the CSM right there. Well, not stunned, but suppressed them. And there goes the Capillary Tower to boost the speed, but you've got an isolated Venom Cannon. Venom Brood, and that's it. But right now, because the Predator's moving, it's not focusing fire on the appropriate target. It's just too tanky. Can you believe this tank is too tanky? Who would have guessed it, man? Bit of a Doom Bolt swing and a miss. I really don't understand why Grushin got the Bloodletters instead of just waiting for Terminators. If we got Terminators, this would have been ridiculous. Terminator's just walking around with a Nurgle tank, like you'd never get rid of either of them. And just ranged Terminators. They've still got the 20% melee resist, they can teleport, who cares? You've got the Chains of Torment. Like as soon as we got to tier 2, the melee has not really been very effective for the Nids. I mean, Chaos Sorcerer. Oh, honestly, all the Chaos heroes are so good against melee, but PC is great in tier 1. Chaos Sorcerer in tier 2 though is probably king, right? Just absolutely controls the shit out of them. We never see Curse of Tzeentch. If you're not going to see Curse of Tzeentch in a game like this, when are you going to see Curse of Tzeentch? Can you tell me? What is the point of Curse of Tzeentch then? It's so weird because that wargear got reworked quite a few times to be made into basically what it is now, which is primarily an anti-melee wargear. But the thing is, you still don't see it. And if that's the purpose of it, and you don't see it in a matchup like this, I really do question the viability of this wargear. And I really liked it before, but people hate things that can retreat kill, don't they? They just hate it for some reason. It's annoying because it works both ways. Yeah, of course, losing your own units to retreat wipe sucks, but that's literally the point of Dawn of War 2. Let's see, a lot of pressure coming out of the Nurgle Pred, but of course there is the Chains of Torment shutting things down. Do we have a Warp Fire? We've got a Doom Bolt. Wow. Nice damage from the Doom Bolt. And the Nurgle tank still just hangs in there, man. It's got too much HP. It's only level 1. Now it's level 2. Not only getting more max HP and damage there, but more importantly, more HP regen, which it loves. Because just bear in mind, this thing hasn't been repaired at all yet. The entire match. Not for any significant period of time, anyway. Heretic's been too busy capping, but that is the beauty of the Nurgle Pred. That sort of map control upkeep that you forego if you get a vehicle and want to spend time repairing it. It's just gone because it heals itself. It's the other advantage of getting Wraithbone in tier 3 with the Wraithlord, or the Falcon Shield, because it basically self-heals the damage that goes into the shield. I cannot believe for the life of me that Bloodrain is still ahead in VPs. But I can't imagine him possibly winning this. I mean, kudos that he keeps sneaking around and getting the VPs, because I just don't know how he's doing it against this composition. And now we're getting a bit of repairs in, but... Ooh, some Tzeentch worship. What's the point of that? What's he expecting? Not sure. We just... haven't got any more gens. Clicked the wrong button. Accidentally blown up a heretic. Yeah, now he's getting some power. He must have pressed Q for the power node, but had these guys still selected, so they're doing blast. Hilarious. Yeah, sending your entire army down a choke point like this is pretty dumb. Okay, even if there is a Lictor flanking. Hey! The Lictor got an upgrade! Corrosive Claws! Wow! Look at that. Yeah, man. Still getting absolutely wrecked in melee by CSM. What the heck? Lost his Lone Hunter buff though with these Hormogots being in there. Look at the Nurgle Pred, man. Basically full HP, just dips out of that situation, but okay. They force off the 2 CSM, got a couple of model kills. Nah, they're fucked. What was that one that he lost? He lost the Adrenal Gland Warriors. I mean, he obviously isn't going to win an army versus army fight. I don't know why he took that. Especially with his entire army bar his hero coming down this massive choke point against a sorcerer. What the hell? And yeah, now we've got the Terminus and that basically is it. This army, way too tanky. Nice little combined force there with the Nurgle Predator and the Tzeentch spells and the Mark of Tzeentch CSM and the Khorne Demons. Oh, Chaos Undivided. Aren't you the best? If only there were proper Slaanesh units in the game, not just the Blastmaster that deafens us all. Yeah, fair play to Cleuv for trying to play it out, but... I mean, yeah, the Chaos can just face tank him. They're too strong. Level 3 Nurgle Pred, man. Just so tough. Hey, at least the Lictor's doing some decent damage now, but he's not very tanky. Damage over time, bolters might even finish it off. Smack him, Sorcerer. Oh, Sorcerer. So there you go. Pretty crazy one. Tyranid melee spam into triple Venom Brood. Don't see that one every day, folks. Yeah. Yeah, might even be a Saturday upload, that one. I don't know what the fuck this was. This was very, very peculiar. But I hope you found it enjoyable. That's going to be all for this day's cast. Your boy Torpid is signing out.